you realize how fortunate you are to be the Yankee manager when you get a chance to sit in that clubhouse. But you also realize how fortunate you are to work for people like the Steinbrenners who make that commitment every year to put the best team on the field that they can. And I thank you very much. And obviously our focus all along has been starting pitching. We talked about it October when the off-season started, and we talked about the starters that we wanted to target. And we got the two gentlemen that we really wanted. And I'm proud to say that they are Yankees, and we're excited about you too. And I know there's 57 days left till spring training. Your wives are going to demand a lot from you, so enjoy them now because I get them pretty soon. Thanks.
You can present them with their jerseys. You guys can stand up. Brian, would you help present? That's CC's. AJ, we're going to do it in front of the podium. Fran, if you want to move the podium. Ladies and gentlemen, CC Sabathia.
Just want to say thanks. Excited to be here. Me and my wife were out house hunting yesterday and looking for a place, and we were in Alpine, and we're walking through a house, and a guy says, what team do you play for? We play for, whatever. I said, the Yankees, and it kind of gave me a chill. I got a chill right now just saying that, putting on this hat and being here and opening up the new stadium. It feels great. So, I don't have much to say. I'm open for any questions.
We can take a couple questions if we can have wireless mics. Thank you.
CC, there was a reluctance to not play for a team in California and coming here. Can you describe what your reluctance was and what turned the corner for you?
Well, The whole time, I was just trying to, make a decision, and for me and my family, and there was, some attraction of playing on the West Coast, and that, but when it came down to it, and really thinking about what I wanted, and as far as having the chance to win every year, and that's something I talk about, all the time. If you ask anybody, that's bottom line for me, and there really was no other place to go.
CC, how do you explain, except for changing leagues, that in one season you could go from 6-8 with a 3.63 ERA to an 11-2 with a 1.65?
I can't. It's just, it's a long year. It's one of those things where, I started off slow, dug a hole for myself, but I kind of, I think people around me panicked, in the organization a little more than I did, because I felt like as long as I stay healthy, then I'll be fine. I would turn it around. I hit a bad stretch, and, the second half, really June is when I started to turn around, and that's kind of, what I expected to do. If I stay healthy, I kind of feel like I can, put up the same type of numbers every year.
You mean you would have finished 11-2 also with Cleveland had you stayed there?
I think so. I mean, I'm not saying I would have finished 11-2. I feel like I would have pitched the same way. My performance would have got better.
Lloyd, right there to your left, CC.
Hi, CC. Lloyd Carroll from the Queens Chronicle. Just to follow up on the first question that was asked, when making the decision to come east rather than stay in the Pacific time zone, was there a monetary premium that you and your agents put on coming to New York City?
I don't think there was a premium or anything like that. Everybody knew what the offer was, and I wasn't trying to hold out or anything like that. I was just really trying to relax. I just had a baby. After the season, I'm trying to unwind. We had a tough two weeks down the stretch there in Milwaukee. I was just trying to unwind, really relax, and make sure that I made a good decision. And coming here and being in the city and seeing the way people receive me and everything, I mean, I definitely think I made the right choice.
CC, we've seen a lot of players, big-name players, come through in the past and say at these press conferences that they're ready to play in New York and all that means. And then there's a game, say, on April 20th here at the stadium, and after the game, all of a sudden, the player is surrounded by about 100 reporters, and there's a look in their eyes like, I've never been surrounded by 100 reporters before on a game on April 20th. Is there any way, have you talked to anyone about what the adjustment is like, or do you plan to speak to anyone about just what it's really like once it's happening?
I plan to speak, to guys like Derek Jeter and these guys that have been here, but, I'm me, and I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to stand in front of my locker and answer questions after a game, whether it's 100 reporters or it's 5. I'm going to be who I am. I'm not afraid of, of telling you how I feel or what happened that day, or whether I pitched great or whether I pitched bad. So, you kind of going to get the same thing from me every day.
Hi, Cece. I was just wondering, as an outsider, before, when you would play against the Yankees, what were your impressions of this organization and of what it would be like to play here?
It was always definitely intimidating coming in, as a visiting player, and just, from the fans to, coming to this building and everything. And, that's why I was telling my wife the other day, it's going to be fun and feel good to have that support behind me, to play in this city and have that support, and not have the fans screaming at you in the bullpen. They're going to be screaming for me, so that's going to feel good.
Bruce?
CC, you are the #1 guy. Do you embrace being the ace? Do you want the ball in a big spot, especially in a postseason situation?
I want the ball every day if they'll give it to me. I definitely, I think, early in my career, to a fault, I embraced it too much, just wanting to be that guy, wanting to be the ace. Bartolo got traded for Cleveland, and, I wanted to step up and be that guy, and I don't think I was ready. Now at 28, a little older, and knowing myself and knowing my routine and knowing what I need to do to get ready, I think, I can take on that role and not have it be too much of a burden.
You can take one or two more if there are any.
CC, you're joining a team that has help now with A.J. Burnett, and you've got the best closer in the game. How much did that factor into your decision to sign on with the Yankees?
That definitely factored into my decision, you know, and something I thought about too is, you know, if I went somewhere else, you know, they would expect for me to do what I did the last second half in Milwaukee, and that's kind of unrealistic. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm going to pitch great, and I feel like I'm going to pitch well, but, you know, I'm not going to be able to have stretches like that. But to have a guy like A.J. and have Mariano and have Jabba and, you know, these guys and Derek and A-Rod, you know what I mean? That's what better support to have than these guys in this clubhouse. So that definitely factored in.